hold me, the way you bring me close, the way you call me, the way you talk to me, the way you say you miss me, girl. OD. You give me sweet love.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and if you're new here, make sure you subscribe to the channel because we are dropping videos back to back every single day for the rest of 2023. We are on the road to 1 million subscribers, so make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and turning on your post notifications because we are doing a post notification giveaway. Lots of cool things, PS5s, Xboxes, cash straight to your Cash App,
Venmo, whatever you got,
gift cards, phones, iPhones, iPads, Samsungs, whatever you want. So it's going to be fun. So make sure you comment down below. And if you're still sitting here and you haven't mashed the like button and you haven't subscribed, what are you doing?
What are you waiting on?
What are you waiting on?
Hit
the button. Hit the bell. Hit the subscribe.
Still waiting.
Still waiting.
The bell.
They're in the comments. They're scrolling the comments.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Come off the comments. Come back up to the video. You're not here for the comments. You're here to watch us, right? Stay on us. Okay. So today, you guys, we have something really special for you guys. We really want to connect to our audience and connect to our supporters and just tell you guys some stuff about us, where we came from, how we met, how we got to where we are right this second talking to you guys. It took, a little bit convincing to both of us to share that part of us, but we know that this isn't about us. This channel isn't about us. This is about you guys, and we care about our supporters, and we know that without you guys, we won't have a channel. And so we thought that we would give you guys a little bit of insight on where we started 10 years ago.
And it's been that long?
It's been a decade. So I'll start with me. My name is Chelsey Carpenter Little. I just got my name changed. And I'm 31 years old. I was born and raised in North Carolina. I came from a divorced parents. I had a super hard childhood growing up. My mom, she lived 2 hours away from me. I lived with my dad and me and my sister. So I have 2 sisters and 1 brother. And then my mom's side of the family is actually from New Mexico. So I am Spanish and Indian. And then my dad's side of the family is from North Carolina. So I don't get to see my family in New Mexico very much, but they know I love them, and we're definitely going to make a trip out there here soon.
My name is Justin. I'm a little, of course. My parents still alive, married, happily, living happily.
Happily married.
Yes. I have 3 siblings. I have a brother and 2 sisters. Born and raised, here in North Carolina, of course. A little town called Camden, North Carolina. My parents, they lived in Ellaby, North Carolina. I was back and forth, between my grandma and my parents' house a lot, so. And I guess when I got to the age, I just decided to live with my grandmother. Well, she needed my help, she was getting on up there in the age, and I just didn't feel like leaving her, so I stayed there with her. And I helped her around the house, do all the manly things. So, I became a man before I was, the age of 13, taking care of doing things for her. I had a good childhood though. Don't get me wrong. I enjoyed my childhood. Yeah, I was doing a lot of grown-up things before, before the average teen, you should say.
You had to grow up fast. And I think we both did have to grow up really fast,
Yeah.
He was taking care of his grandma and grandpa, and I was taking care of my sister. We were just exposed to a lot early on, I guess you could say. So we did have to grow up really quick. Just like him, I was doing things that no 12, 13, 14, 15-year-old child should be doing. And it's just because of the things we went through and the things that we had to experience so early on. As I grew up, my dad, he put me in softball, and that took a lot of my time up, my mental time, my physical time, For 15 years, I played softball. I went all around the country playing softball. We won championship after championship. I was a pitcher and first baseman. And then once I got to high school, I really just slowed down on softball. I really wanted to be a doctor, and so I thought that by focusing on my academics, I would, that was what I needed to do. Once I got to high school, though, I did start playing volleyball. I loved volleyball. I just took naturally to it. I would spike the shit out of people all the time. Like, that's what I was known for, is just like pounding the ball over the net. So I really loved volleyball.
I come up playing, in Pee Wee, I played a lot of football. I played baseball also, but I think I took more to the football, even though I dislocated my wrist back in 7th grade. I kind of backed away from it just a little bit, but that's when I went to baseball. I tried out for basketball, but I just couldn't.
I was never good at basketball.
No, like my dad, my uncles, I had an uncle that actually played for Miami, like a college down there in Florida. It was like, I got good basketball genes, but it skipped me for some kind of reason. I can't make a ball go in the hole. So I took the baseball a lot, after I dislocated my wrist in football, but I got back to the football. That's where I stayed, the rest of my school years. And I wrestled too, I forgot. I wrestled back in high school. I went state one time. I wrestled 130, 135 my 11th and 12th grade year. It was fun though. It taught me a lot of self-control. And I think that's what the sports is about, It's all about what you put yourself through and, and what you get out, in the end.
Yeah, and softball taught me teamwork. It taught me not to be a sore loser. It taught me to be positive. It taught me manifestation, and just already seeing our team winning that championship and going to World Series, and it really molded me into the person I am today. And my dad, he coached me the whole way through. I remember my very last game writing a note on a softball, giving it to him in front of everybody, and because everybody knew, like, if you didn't see Chelsey and Chad at the softball field, there was something wrong. I definitely think sports, definitely molded us into the people we are. Not only that, but how we were raised. We grew up with no cell phones. There was the big box computers that had no internet. You could just play Snake and the bowling game and stuff like that. And we had AOL Messenger. I think in high school I finally got AOL Messenger. And I didn't get a phone until I was like 16 years old. Like, when we wanted to talk to people on the phone, they were calling the house phone, asking my dad if they could talk to me or whatever, so.
Then when we finally got cell phones, you really couldn't talk to nobody because, you had the minute phones.
You had to buy the minutes on
so
there.
So it was like, either call me after 9 or don't call me at all.
Right.
Call me on the house phone.
Right. It's definitely a whole different world today, but. So then we graduated. We're both graduates of high school. We finished out high school and graduated. No matter what we went through, we still graduated from high school. And
class of 04.
2010.
Wow.
So and then after high school, I had decided, in between that time of wanting to be a doctor to graduating, I decided that I didn't want to do that anymore. I did not know what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. I just knew that I wanted to help people, and I wanted to never have to worry about anything. That's what I knew. And I've worked day after day to get to that place of finding my purpose. So I didn't go to school right after I got out of high school. I decided to take a couple years off. After a couple years, I decided I was going to go for dental assistant. I graduated from that, went to clinicals, and decided it wasn't for me. The healthcare field is just not for me. So I came out of that, and my grandma opened a store, and I started working at her store for her.
I went to like a community college around the way. You know, I ended up having a daughter like a couple years after high school, and it, you know, she didn't stop anything. It was just that, you know, being raised like how I was raised, you know, it was like it's time to take care of your kids. You know what I'm saying? Like every day, you know, you're not making money. You know what I'm saying? You're not taking care of your family. You know what I'm saying? So I had to put that on hold. You know, I think I actually when I found a job. I actually worked at a food line. It's a grocery store here in North Carolina, and I worked there for like, man, I worked for a food line for like maybe 8 years or so, like off and on, you know, just doing different things, working my way up, you know. And I actually became a manager at food line.
He went to college. He stopped.
Yeah, I stopped. Yeah, I was actually gonna go for business admin, but you know, because I really wanted my own business. We own a couple of businesses now, you know. So that actually came in fruition, you know. But thankful for that, you know. But I picked up a few trades along the way. I learned how to paint. Painted cars. Excuse me, painted cars. I learned how to weld. That's a very good trade. That's a real good trade to learn for you guys that for you young parents that, you know, just had to put the college on hold. You know, learn some kind of trade.
You know, make good money.
Don't just work for somebody and, you know, let them have all the control. You know, learn your trade. That way you'll know somewhat of what you're worth. You know, that way they don't have all the control over how much you make. You know, learn a trade. But I learned that, put that in the work, made good money, like made real good money for the past, you know, 10, 15 years. And then I just decided that, you know, I was tired of working for people, even though, you know, you might have found a good job. You know, sometimes you just get tired of getting up on other people's time, you know, going in and having to work for other people, being there, and no matter what you got going on in your life, you always got to put their business first, you know.
Right. If you want to go on vacation, if you ain't got vacation time, you either go to work or you don't make no money. Or just having somebody control your time was the hardest thing, which brings me into what happened in that time. So I started working for my grandma at that store, and then in 2014, at the age of 21, I got pregnant with our second child, JC May. JC was born. I worked all the way up until it was time to have her. I think I stopped working like the weekend before I had her. Super swole up, you know, but I worked till the end. I had JC. And then Justin, we had decided that it was best for our family for me to stay at home. He had started making more money with his job at welding. He replaced my income. And by the time we paid for daycare, which is so expensive, it just didn't even out. I was just going to go to be working for daycare. So I decided to stay at home. We lived in a little bitty house. A little bitty house. It was so little.
It was a 2-bedroom.
2-bedroom, 1 bath. It was just a little box.
Small, yeah, just small.
And one day we're going to do a documentary for you guys and take you guys and just show you all of this. We started off in that little house, and then we were blessed to get an offer to rent out another house in a really nice community, and it was like 4 times the size of that house. And then I got pregnant with Emma. That was in 2016 when I got pregnant with Emmeline. Everything was normal. Everything was fine. Definitely planning on going back to work after the 6 weeks after Emma, just because bigger house, more bills, had to go back to work. And she decided to come 4 months early. And she was 1 pound. We spent almost 100 days in the NICU with her. I got very, very sick with her. I almost lost my life. She almost lost her life. And she was born, she had lots of appointments, things like that, so I couldn't leave her. So I stayed at home again with her.
Baby had a lot of doctor's appointments. I just remember having to go to my boss man at the time and tell them that, what all was going on with my child. They understood the part of having to, be in the hospital and all that. And, I had PTO time. That went by, and in 2 weeks, I was done with that. Here I am with a newborn child that was born 4 months early. And, and the only thing I was given was 2 weeks. Get used to what's going on over here. And I was the only income coming in at the time. So, every dollar mattered. Having to put other people's business, before your own really sucks. And, so it had to come down to the point to where
we haven't started GoFundMe, and thank God. I mean, we had people we didn't even know, and that literally took us through until he had to go back to work. I was still in the hospital, and he had to go back to work. I just remember I couldn't drive, so I remember walking across the street to the mall to go get some food, having to be there with Emma by myself. He would get up every morning at 5 o'clock at the hospital. The hospital was an hour away from his job. He would get up, drive to the hospital, go to work, come back to the hospital. We were living in a hospital room. We had a hospital bed. We were both sleeping in the hospital bed. And then he would come to the hospital. We would both sleep in that bed. And then he would get up every morning until we were able to come home. There was sometimes that he would stay at the house, just because it was easier. He was so tired, and
it was more like gas money,
gas money, things like that. All along, we're in this thing where we got to figure, we're tired of it. We were so tired of working for somebody else. Something really tragic happened, and this was before I got pregnant, but something really tragic happened, and we had to move in with my dad. And while we were living with my dad, we were so thankful for him. He has a nice big house, an apartment, things like that, and we were able to stay with him for a whole entire year. In that year, I got pregnant with Millie. We are so thankful for that year because he didn't make us pay a bill. We were able to save our money, fix our credit. On February 26, 2021, after renting and throwing our money into the fire and just watching it burn, we were able to go to the bank and get pre-approved, and we were able to buy our first home, and that's the home we're in now. It's a beautiful home. We love our home so much, and I think it's more, we have so much appreciation for this home because it's ours. We're not paying a landlord or anything like that. I worked really hard on fixing Justin's credit so that we could do this, and it's just like everything lined up. We had Millie. She was born in April of 2021. Justin kept working. He kept welding and welding. I continued to stay home, and then last year I got a job at a travel agency. And I worked there until I found my purpose. Besides YouTube, this changed our whole entire life. So I was scrolling. I just remember crying because they had took my pay down at the other job, and I was not going to do that. So I quit that job. And I just remember, heated discussions came from finances, money. It was always about money. If we didn't have money to worry about, me and Justin would never have had heated discussions, because when your finances are not in order and there's really nothing you can do about it at that time.
I mean, you're trying to
You're
fix
trying.
It. You're doing everything that you can. You're even going out of your way sometimes to do things to make sure, stuff is taken care of.
That's the one thing that needed to be fixed, was our finances. So I just remember opening up my laptop. Me and Justin had just had a talk. I think we just couldn't pay a bill, or something was fixing to get cut off. I remember opening up my laptop, and I just remember scrolling, and then it said work from home job, entry level life insurance agent. I applied for it. 2 days later, they called me, and they wanted to set up an interview with me. The day after that, I got offered the job, and then I worked endlessly studying and everything I had to do to become a life insurance agent. And I just remember jumping on the bed and screaming, like, we're going to be rich. Like, it was the answer to all our prayers. In the first 6 months I worked there, I made $60,000, and I was able to bring Justin home from working. And it completely changed our life. And then that brought us to...
me being able to come home, boy. Ooh, God.
I was able to retire Justin after over 20-something years of him working.
Yeah.
And letting him just relax and get to feel how I felt being home with our kids.
It's nice. It's nice being home, being able to, just spend time with your family, go and do as you please, not being able to, not having to go in and clock in, you know what I mean?
Answer to people.
Answer to nobody.
Go on vacation anytime.
If you don't want to pick the phone up, you ain't got to pick the phone up. Like, I'm home, I'm chilling, I'm just doing me, you know what I'm saying? Don't want to be bothered, like, and just, after so many years of that, and now I'm here doing this, studying to get licensed and to match her income, just being able to take the time off to really focus on me, not what people want me to be, but actually what is Justin want. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm most thankful for about being able to stay home. You know what I'm saying? And spend time with my family. Because that as a working man, that stays on your mind. Like,
he missed out on a lot
with my oldest.
The kids.
And I hate that. You know what I mean? Like, if I what they it's a saying. If I knew what I know now back then, you know what I'm saying, it would have been different. I promise you it would have. Yeah, I'm just thankful, thankful for that. And everything works out in the end for the
good, for the better.
For the better. And
at the time, your pain, the pain that you go through, and you might keep saying, why me? Why does this keep happening to me? Just understand that you're exactly where you're supposed to be at exactly the time you're supposed to be there, and before you were ever here, that's where you were going to be. There's nothing you could have possibly done to change it at all. And when you realize that, it makes you a little bit more secure in where you're at in your life. Like Justin, he thinks sometimes if I just would have done this, or it wouldn't have changed anything. I love what I do, but I love content creation. That is my favorite thing to do in the whole entire world. If I could be a full-time content creator, I would do it. And the kids have been asking us for months, Mom and Dad, when can we start a YouTube channel? Can we please start a YouTube channel? And after looking into it, and we had tried to start one a few years back, it just wasn't the right time.
It wasn't the right time.
It was not the right time. I know right now is the right time. I know right now is the time that we're supposed to be doing this, and we're not going to stop. We're going to be here. We're full-time YouTubers now. And we're only able to do that because of how everything led up.
And you guys,
yeah,
supporting us.
And the people who support us. I mean, it's amazing, and we can't wait to see where this journey takes us, and we're so excited.
I look at it like, what's a way to make money out here in this world that you don't have to worry about pretty much no one telling you what you can and can't do, or how much money you can make.
Or where is the job out here that you don't have to worry about you don't have to depend on other people
to make money.
Because even with life insurance, it's such a freeing job. But if I have an appointment, let's say I have 10 appointments and only one shows up that day, well, I've wasted a whole day, and that's a lot of money that's gone off the table that I was dependent on. But I know that every morning I can pick up my camera and I can be consistent. I can show up. I can vlog or do challenges or pranks or whatever the case may be. I can do that. Justin can do that. And it's just 100% in our hands.
Right.
Nobody can take this away from us. Nobody.
Nope.
And so we're really excited to continue on this journey and give you guys the content that you guys want to see where this takes us.
Being able to use our brains and our heads and just create stuff. You know what I mean?
Right.
It don't matter
the best
what
job
it is.
in the world.
It's just you creating, and that's what God made me to do, is create. You know what I mean? I got 4 beautiful girls. You know what I'm saying? You know, so
we're excited to take you guys on this adventure with us, and we definitely want you guys to let us know, what do you want to see? Like I said at the beginning, it's for you guys. You know, we've had, and not only have our kids asked us to do YouTube channels, but other people have asked us, you know, to make videos and to do stuff like that. So the How We Met video will be dropping on Tuesday. Be on the lookout for that video.
Without further ado,
make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on that post notification bell so you can be entered in the giveaway. And make sure that you comment below once you turn on your post notifications, and comment when you subscribe. Put down in the comments, I subscribed, so that we can interact with you guys. And we will be back with more videos. Bye, you guys.